Andrade has come to the defense of AEW Collision. Woo! His father-in-law might be the 16-time world champion Ric Flair, but the only achievement Andrade has is making me fall asleep in 16 seconds. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. An achievement is the big word of the day. It's the topic of this video because Andrade believes that AEW Collision has achieved just as much as any other AEW brand in only 3 weeks. Now, how can Andrade come to this conclusion? Well, he's talking about ratings. He is defending ratings, and we all know last week AEW Collision on a Saturday night, they only drew 452,000 viewers with a 0.13 rating in the 18 to 49 demographic. Make no mistake about it, it might have been a taped show, but that number is still fucking horrendous, right? No one can deny that. Not Tony Khan, not CM Punk, not Andrade, not Dave Meltzer, not any other bum AEW arse-licker on the internet. No one can defend that rating. It was taped, yes, but it should not be that low. It should not be under 500,000. Now, we have people adding the DVR number to the rating. Since when was that a thing? The DVR number has never been added to the rating. Unless you watch it live, then it doesn't really matter. If the show was good enough, you would be watching it live. You wouldn't be watching it the next day or the next week or whatever. But anyway, Andrade was talking about this. He tweeted about it due to the fact that he believed that the number was better than it was first reported, even though you don't add DVR viewers, but whatever. Andrade is using this to try and, I don't know, back up his claim that AEW Collision isn't a failure after 3 weeks. But this is what Andrade had to say. Quote, "I respect all the talent of the AEW brands. Remember, if they respect me, they will always receive my respect because they all work hard to earn a place. I am AEW Collision and I love the locker room. We have only 3 weeks on television and we have achieved in 3 weeks what other brands have in 4 or less. I love wrestling like all of you, and the more competition we have, all this is better for the company. But I would love that the people who are in charge of preparing the first AEW Collision show in Chicago, those people are in charge of doing all the shows week after week. We have a lot of top talent. You will never imagine Andrade the Idol versus Samoa Joe, CM Punk, FTR, Miro Day, Scorpion, The Bullet, Ricky Starks, Hobbs, and more talent that I could forget. Thunder Rosa's comeback will be great. Imagine her beating up Julia Hart, getting my mask back, and maybe having her own championship that CM Punk never lost." End of quote. Right, I did plan on making this video a few hours ago, guys, but after reading that shite for Andrade, I passed out. I'm not going to lie. That's a load of crap. This guy thinks that Collision is going to be great because Thunder Rosa's going to make a comeback and he might get his mask back. I mean, are we serious? Is that what we're hanging on to? Andrade getting his mask back is going to bring in millions of viewers. That's the tipping edge on Saturday night. Wow, I need to stay on Saturday night and watch AEW because Andrade might get his mask back. But what is he talking about? Why is he saying that it's an achievement? They've achieved in 3 weeks that what other brands have in 4 years or less. What have they achieved? What the fuck have AEW achieved? Getting a rating under 500,000, half a mil, that is not an achievement. AEW Collision getting a deal in the first place is not an achievement. Nobody wanted another show. Not the network, not the fans. The only reason this show exists is because Tony Khan doesn't have a fucking backbone, doesn't have a pair of balls, didn't have the guts, basically, to fire the elite or just say to them, look, I want CM Punk here. CM Punk's a draw. CM Punk is bigger than you three put together, and you either work with him, you coexist with him, or else. He couldn't do that, so instead, he had to go and create a new show to try and keep his 3 little boyfriends happy. That's why AEW Collision, that's why this show exists. It's not because it's an achievement. Nobody wanted this show. This show wasn't in demand. TV networks weren't fucking begging for a show on a Saturday night from AEW. The fans weren't begging for it either. No one was begging for it. The only only one that should be begging is the Elite to keep their job, and probably Andrade too, because he does suck, but I don't understand where he's coming from. Where's the achievement? What has AEW achieved to the same level of Dynamite? They haven't even broken a million viewers. You know what? Fair play to Dynamite. They did go through a period where they were regularly getting over 1 million viewers. Dynamite won the war against NXT. Yes, it was development, but Dynamite still overall beat them. More often than not, Dynamite was beating NXT comfortably. So, I don't like Dynamite, I don't like AEW, but I can at least say that there's some things you can look at Dynamite and you can go, well, you know, Dynamite achieved this. Dynamite has got the highest rated AEW viewership of all time, like 1.4 or whatever, 1.4 something. It's AEW Dynamite that has that. It's AEW Dynamite that's the flagship show. It's AEW Dynamite that defeated NXT. What is AEW Collision done? What has it done? And Andrade's claiming that it's achieved in 3 weeks what other brands have in 4 or less. Like, well, why is he saying that? That's fucking bullshit. They haven't achieved nothing. They've had 3 weeks of television. There's been no big matches, no big moments. Like, what has happened on AEW? The only big thing with CM Punk's original promo, his debut promo when he first came back, and it wasn't even that good. Right? He got a decent pop because he was in Chicago. He mentioned the fact that the Bucks are counterfeit bills, and that's it. That is literally it. He called them counterfeit Bucks. He called them fake. That was his promo. That's the only thing relevant that's happened on this show in 3 weeks. But Andrade is trying to make out that this show has achieved what Dynamite has. And I can't believe I'm on here defending AEW Dynamite, but the facts are, guys, this show doesn't even have a fucking world champion. And speaking of a world champion, Andrade wants it to have its own world championship. He claims that it needs to have a championship that Punk never lost. I agree. Look, if this show is going to be successful, if this show is supposed to be treated the same level as Dynamite, then it does need a world champion. Every show needs a world championship. Look at Raw. Look how much Raw suffered when it didn't have a world title presence. So Andrade's right about this. It does need a world championship. The only thing is, Andrade should never hold it because Andrade fucking sucks. And it's a shame that he sucks because the fact that he is Ric Flair's son-in-law, there's so much you could do with that. You maybe even bring Ric Flair in, have Andrade maybe carry the Ric Flair name, and I get it, Ric's got a daughter, but let's be real. I'll tell it like it is, guys. Nobody gives a shit about women's wrestling. We only care about women's wrestling if they're hot, and that's it. I mean, I know a lot of people are going to deny this and say, well, that's not true, I like women's... Bullshit. Bullshit. All these fucking losers that like women's wrestling, there's no reason for it. You like women's wrestling because you want these women that you could never have. Just accept it. Yeah, you know what? Fucking Alexa Bliss is out of everybody's league. But that doesn't mean I'm going to sit here and pretend that I love women's wrestling because I want to try and get a chance with Alexa. It doesn't work like that. I'm never going to have Alexa, and I'm okay with that. But it doesn't mean I'm going to sit here and pretend that she's the best fucking wrestler ever, and that I care about Alexa Bliss matches from a wrestling standpoint, or anything like that. No, women's wrestling sucks. So, Charlotte Flair being related to Flair, I mean, it's semi-okay, but you could do a lot more with a male that was carrying the Ric Flair name. And Andrade maybe could have done that, but the guy sucks, so, I mean, what's he going to do? Carry the Ric Flair name and just tarnish it? Is Ric Flair not tarnished the name enough? Jesus Christ, look at everything Ric Flair's done. I don't think he needs a bum like Andrade going around making the Flair name even worse. Anyway, guys, that's my opinion. Let me know your opinion. I'd love to know what these achievements are. I have not seen any achievements from AEW Collision. Come on, what are the achievements? They haven't broken 1 million viewers. They haven't done anything. There's been no big moments. There's been no big matches. There's been nothing like mega that's happened on this show. The ratings have tanked in 3 weeks, almost halved. They're getting lower fucking ratings than Rampage. Where's the achievement? What's Andrade talking about? Let me know what you guys think. I'll catch you in the next one. Till then, though, peace.